everyone, and welcome to Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today we're going to be sitting down with a new addition to Adoptions from the Heart. We have a lovely new social worker, Katie, who joined our New Jersey team. So welcome, Katie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about your prior experience before you came to Adoptions from the Heart and just what pushed you in the direction of social work.
So I was raised by a Philadelphia police officer. My mom was also in the social work field working with women in crisis pregnancy. So social work's kind of always been in my life. Once I graduated college, I had worked in placing with a partial hospital with kids with behavioral issues and developmental delays. Then just recently, before this job, I had worked in mental health crisis, where I would go and assess people who were feeling suicidal or homicidal and talk about if they needed to go to the hospital or link them to resources in the community. So helping people, as cliche as it sounds, has always been in my blood.
Okay. Had you heard anything about Adoptions from the Heart or knew anything about adoption prior to?
So actually, when I was in college, Adoptions from the Heart had come to my class to talk about internships.
Oh.
So, because I went to school in Lancaster. So they had talked to us about doing it, and it was something I was very interested in, but because I lived in Philadelphia, I didn't think after school, it just didn't work out that way for me to do it. So adoption has always been something that I think about. I've always even considered adoption. So it's definitely been on the forefront of my mind forever.
And what were your expectations coming into the agency, if you had any, of what the environment would look like, the clients we work with?
So I didn't have any expectations because my whole thing was I was excited, and I've read up on this agency a lot in the past year, so pretty happy to be here with it.
And you've been with us now about 5-6 months.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the environment you work in and your coworkers and kind of how that feels, the good and the bad.
Well, you're gonna be disappointed. I love my coworkers, honestly. I feel like it's such a huge team. Working with Chris, Jan, and Jackie in our small Cherry Hill office, it's just, we laugh all day, every day. We find the good in the rough times. We're there to collaborate off each other. And I truly enjoy being there. I'm very fortunate.
And we always say it's so important for newer staff coming in to have that support in their office, yes. Right? So we have various offices within the agency. And I think having those folks who are really there for you through the good and the bad, because there's moments as counselors, social workers, that we need to counsel each other.
Absolutely.
And just knowing you have those people to have your back is really important.
Yes, I'm very fortunate.
Talk to us about the community that you're working in, whether it's expecting parents, birth parents, adoptive parents. What's the overall atmosphere of what you're around?
So I have all of that. Right now, I had just done a placement with a birth mother, which was very eye-opening, I guess, because doing the forms where the mother is signing her rights, the surrender forms, the emotions that they feel is something that you want to be there and comfort them. And then right after, you call the adoptive family and they're super excited. So in one day, your highs and lows are all over the place.
You talked about wanting to help people. Do you feel like you found your niche? Do you feel like you're doing that in some capacity?
I feel like I am. I think still new, still learning, still never feel like you're right there, but I feel like this is the path I'm supposed to be on. And family and friends will say the same thing, because they'll always talk about, well, you sound so much happier talking about this job. And I really feel like I am. Even if it's a rough day where I'm going in on a Saturday or a Sunday for a placement, it's just something that I enjoy doing. It's not a hassle. I don't dread coming into work every day. So I'm very thankful for this.
And then my final question is, What do you feel makes a good social worker, counselor, just someone who's sitting across the table from a client? Like, what do you think makes someone good at what they do?
I think compassion and communication. I think having empathy for someone, understanding what they're going through, but not saying, oh, I went through the exact same thing. Knowing every situation is different, everyone's tolerance is different, but understanding that they're important and they deserve to be heard.
I love that. They deserve to be heard. That's great. Well, thank you so much. Adoptions from the Heart is lucky to have you, and our team is really excited for the future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you so much to Katie for joining us and discussing what it was like to first come to Adoptions from the Heart. We are lucky to have her. We are only as good as all of our employees are, and we look forward to the future with Katie at Adoptions from the Heart.